Good afternoon, everyone. Please take your seats. We're going to get started. It's so good to see you all today. You know, neither rain nor sleet nor ice or snow is going to keep the VANTEC from operating. So I'm glad that you're all here. And this is the final VANTEC meeting of 2022. All right, so let's end this final 2022 event with a big show. And first up, I'll just go through what we're going to be doing today. We've been operating since 1999, so we're going to be chalking up quite a lot of miles, and a lot of entrepreneurs have been pitching to us. Next. Hey, so we have quite a few accomplishments. We are a group of angel investors with support from all of you, BC-based investors. We're all looking to support the entrepreneurs in our ecosystem and to grow our ecosystem. We have over 180 members. So there's over 180 of you. And since we started, we've had over 3,000 companies present, and a good chunk of those companies, 5,000 plus, have received investments. Pretty awesome. Next. Now, to grow the BC investor community, we're well supported by the federal government, so thank you to them. And we are members of 2 professional angel groups, the National Angel Capital Association, NACO for Canada, and for United States, we're also members of the American-based Angel Capital Association. So here's some stats for you. We're all into stats. Whenever you get an email from us to fill out these, this is really important, so please do. But just notice how much we've invested so far year to date. 93 companies year to date. And there's still a few weeks left in 2022 to get those numbers up. Okay, next up. We also have a number of funds that are associated with VANTEC. So not only do individual VANTEC members make investments, but we have 2 funds that are closely aligned with VANTEC, eFund and WiiBid, and we've made quite a lot of investments as well. So a lot of the VANTEC members invest either individually or with a group of their pals or with one of these funds or any combination thereof. So there are people here in the audience that I know are investors in WiiBid and in eFund. So if you're not an investor in one of those funds, please do talk to them. And talk about members, we have full members and online membership. Full membership has a lot of benefits that share with online membership. But the thing about full membership is that you get to come to an in-person on-site event and eat the food and drink, which is just being unpacked in the back of the room. Now, if you happen to be an investor in one of our associated funds or partner groups, associated funds like eFund or WiiBid, partner groups like Angel Forum or Keiretsu, you would have a membership discount. I'd like to thank our annual sponsors. Some of them have been with us since the dawn of time, also known as 1999. So I want to give a shout out to all of the annual sponsors who have been huge supporters of VANTEC and of our local ecosystem. Fasken, Tandem, Western Pacific Trust Company, Raymond James, OKR Financial, Go Recruitment, InWest Ventures, and of course, SFU Venture Labs, which they are our venue sponsor. And we're grateful that they're giving us this beautiful venue today. We have a number of community partners, of course, our associated funds, eFund, WiiBid, and of course, some other groups like Keiretsu Forum, Tandem, Go Recruitment, Rocket Builders, Volition, Spring Activator, of course, our 2 professional angel groups, the US-based Angel Capital Association and the Canadian based National Angel Capital Organization. All right, so our agenda today, we begin with community announcements, followed by company presentations, followed by food and drink. Now, when we do the company presentations, we're going to have the company follow-up. So there are forms to express your interest and to coordinate the follow-up. And of course, after this meeting, we're going to be reconfiguring this room so that we will have tables for the entrepreneurs to stand at and to answer your questions. Okay, so let's start talking about the community announcements. I'm going to call up our community manager, Roger Killen.
Hello, my fellow VANTEC members and most welcome guests. I am indeed Roger Killen, the community manager for VANTEC. VANTEC has a double-barreled mission statement. The first is that we want to support our members, make more and better investments, and in that regard, we think we're doing pretty well. As Thelzel described, in this year, we hope to do over $12 million in investment in 93 plus investment opportunities. It's the second part of the double barrel that COVID has really undermined for the last 2 or 3 years, and we now want to double down on that. We want to do much better going forward. In that regard, I want to invite all our members and anyone in the VANTEC ecosystem to bring with you a guest who is an actual or potential angel investor to our meetings, our monthly meetings next year. The guests will get great value for nothing, for free. They will get access to deal flow in the form of approximately 15 early stage vetted high growth potential companies. And they will also get networking, VANTEC style. And as you'll find out at 5:30, I assure you it's fun and it's delicious. If those members join us, they get the same 6 benefits that our members are currently enjoying, and all for between $300 and $600 a year, which I think all people who are receiving these benefits will agree is just a screaming deal. Whenever you're sitting there on December the 31st with a Guinness in one hand and a Jameson's in the other, thinking about your resolutions, make this the resolution that's on top of your list. I will bring the angel investors in my life. I will give them the opportunity to experience the VANTEC opportunity and to realize that angel investing can be a bounty when it's done right. Richard, you're up.
Hi, everybody. I'm Richard Martin. I'm both a investor and a startup addict. And one of the things that I've noticed, if we got our slides coming up, here we go. What I just wanted to note as a community announcement tonight is the start of the pre-seed founders network. The problem that I've noticed as both an investor and a founder is that there's a lot of founders in the pre-seed stage who are struggling and really don't have all the tools that they need to get their startup going. So this is a community-based founders network for founders who get together, talk about the problems and issues that they're having in a space with people who have got the experience. And so what we're hoping to deliver out of that for the investors is a more, a better packaged group of startups for you. So keep your eye out, psfn.net. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Leslie Esford. I'm the Executive Director of SFU Venture Labs. And I just had a couple of community announcements that I wanted to let you know while the slides are coming up. One of the announcements is for the companies in the room. If you're aware, Pacificam has actually put out a call for expressions of interest for companies that are in a position for growth, for looking for money to help your scale up. So I'd encourage anyone to look at Pacificam's expression of interest. The two events that I wanted to draw people's attention to is that Garibaldi Capital will be doing a talk on building a 3-year plan for exit for your growth stage scale up. And that's held on December 8th. And on December 12th from 1 to 4, we're actually doing an office hours. And if you can go on to the next slide. The next slide. So the structure of it is we'll actually have 2 presentations, one on IP strategy and the other on running clinical trials or pilots, followed by office hours where there are going to be people from the community there to talk to entrepreneurs. And then we will be following that with the social. So I just wanted to draw the attention to both of those events. Thank you.
All right. Thank you to Venture Labs for letting us use this space and providing us great programming. Next slide. There, okay. We still have some, I think we still have another community announcement from our Startup Visa coordinator, the amazing Jackson Wu.
Testing. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So we have another exciting event tomorrow. That's on Zoom only. It's the Startup Visa preview event. It's number 25. It's a hard work of some of our esteemed members, such as James Rutherford sitting in the crowd today, and Thelzel and Peter. Without them, the program would not be possible, and all our VANTEC member sponsors who have, that donated their time and their efforts to make this program as running smoothly as well tomorrow. So the invitation will be sent out later today. After this event concludes, it'll be a Zoom link. Just register and then just make sure you show up tomorrow at 9 a.m. And I look forward to see everyone there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. See, what other goodies is on the agenda? Oh, geez, okay, well, I'll talk to this. You know, Jackson worked so hard and the team worked so hard on the Startup Visa. We are looking desperately to relieve Jackson of his workload. So we need someone who can be a program administrator assistant. So if anybody has any connections in that regard, please let Jackson know or me know. We'd be really grateful. Okay, we have some upcoming events. These are all on the VANTEC website. So if you click to vantec.ca, VANTEC.ca, click on today's event and scroll down, you'll see the upcoming events, and that's always being updated. So if you've forgotten what's happening around town, you'll see it all on this. Okay, just a few house rules now. If you're an online presenter, some of you are, mute yourself when you're not presenting. Make sure that all your beeping devices are turned off. And whether you're online or offline, do network and make connections. And I think you had a taste of that just before the meeting with the random breakout rooms. No soliciting unless you're a presenting entrepreneur. And please, if you're online, identify yourself as either a company, investor, or community. Now, if you're in person, besides being able to eat and drink after this meeting, there is a square here, so to be on camera, and keep the microphone close for best audio, like so. And use the remote to advance your slides. I use voice activation. Tips for entrepreneurs. Basically, it's all up here on the slide, but network. You never know who you speak to. You never know who that person knows. referrals come out of networks. Now, just to be clear, VANTEC does share your information. This event is being recorded and will be shared for people who are registered to access. And we share your information that you put on Gust with our members. We are also part of a larger group. We share our deals with other local angel groups, like Angel Forum. There's the Dorsmans in the back there. They run the Angel Forum. And there's also lots of angel groups in the Pacific Northwest, spanning Oregon, Idaho, and Washington State, besides British Columbia. All right, if you are not tuned into the Wi-Fi, there is free Wi-Fi, guest Wi-Fi. So there's the information up on the screen there. So you can have a guest Wi-Fi, or we also have another one where the password is 1999, 1999. And that just to bring home the fact that we've been around since 1999. Okay, and if you want to connect with us, lots of different ways. Our website, our email address, info@vantec.ca, and of course our social media links, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. With that, we're going to get started with our company presentations. We have 3 short 90-second pitches, and I'd like to call up D2Type Health Inc., who will be first, followed by Whiteglove, followed by Buddytree. D2Type Health Inc.
D2Type is the most convenient way to manage diabetes. Hi, I'm Amene, co-founder of D2Type. 1/3 of people suffering from diabetes or pre-diabetes. Do you know over 20 Canadians die every day due to this brutal disease? Annually, over $30 billion are spent by Canadian health on diabetes by Canadian health care and employers, which will rise further. We together have over 30 years of experience, especially in building a solution that can save lives by managing diabetes. Our solution has been verified and confirmed in clinical study in over 75,000 patients nationally. Now we are developing a digital platform to empower people to manage their diabetes. We were raising $500,000 to develop and initiate we were raising $500,000 to develop and launch initial market fit product to meet to large size corporations and health plan providers in BC. To accelerate D2Type's growth, we have surrendered our management team with well-known accelerators and mentors. Here are some of our key mentors and advisors. To summarize, we are going to develop a digital platform to scale it up so that every patient around the world can take benefit from it before we lose another life from this tsunami. We need to act now. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, D2Type Health Inc. You know, all of these 90-second pitches, they're usually, first peek at the companies. And after all the company presentations, as I had mentioned before, we're going to be reconfiguring this room and you get to ask them a lot more questions. Next up, we have Whiteglove Technologies, followed by Buddytree. Whiteglove Technologies is online.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from all over the globe. My name is Farhan Hashmi, and I am the CEO of Whiteglove Technologies. So when was the last time you spent your holiday without receiving a single call or message from your office? Well, we today, our co-founders, Sufyan, Rahmat, and Rajab, have bought an innovative solution with over 70 years of experience. The problem here is since COVID, our work-life balance has been disturbed a lot. Employees are having tough time. They are complaining about work interfering with their personal life, which adds to the stress. At the same time, when employees go on vacation, they leave a void in the company, which impacts the performance of the company. So our solution here is a smart blockchain-enabled machine learning solution where we do intelligent routing based on geolocation and the status of our employee. If an employee is on leave, the call is diverted to the next best person, and if he is working from home or remotely, it is diverted to the nearest phone he is available at. This is a bit of a mock of our screenshots, how the application will look like. Now, the global VoIP market is around 38.5 billion Canadian dollars, and our serviceable market size is almost 93 million Canadian dollars. With a CAGR of 20.4, we have a good opportunity to leverage. We are asking for 120,000 Canadian dollars, which should be sufficient for an 18-month runway. Thank you.
All right, so that was Whiteglove Technologies. Next up is Buddytree.
Thank you for having me here today. And there's the counter. Okay, this should work. Okay, so we've all been there. It can be a challenge to find friends in your city, whether it's going through traffic, people actually showing up when they say they're going to show up, whether online or in person, and actually knowing if you're going to like these people when you meet them. And this is why we created Buddytree. It's a much easier way to find potential friends online in the comfort of your own home, and then turn potential friends into actual friends. My name is Glenn Brower. I'm the founder and CEO of Buddytree. I'm also a friendship coach, which might be a weird term to some people, but it's actually a new thing. These are my coworkers, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more how Buddytree works. So you can host or attend public hangouts on a wide variety of topics. You can build a trusted profile by making a good impression on people, just like with Airbnb and Uber, because it's a trusted platform. And then you can host or attend private hangouts in the comfort of your own home or in other people's homes or in restaurants. I'm supposed to be looking there, okay. Buddytree is different from other friend-finding platforms because it covers all three stages of the friendship process: finding potential friends, turning potential friends into actual friends, and maintaining friendships, unlike just finding friends. Our business model is a monthly subscription where you can attend or host as many hangouts as you like. Can I just finish this one slide? We've raised 85K so far. We've got paid subscribers, and we're looking for advisors and investors to grow our user base and continue our product development. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much, Buddytree. So these short pitches will be invited in the future to try out for one of the longer pitches. And speaking of the longer pitches, we've got some coming up right now. These companies have previously pitched to you in the 90 seconds. You upvoted them, you really liked them, so now they're back. I'm going to ask the first angel sponsor, Aaron Stewart, to introduce Examined.
So hi, I'm Aaron Stewart with What If Capital, and today I have the pleasure of introducing Gonzalo and Examined AI. And so to start with Gonzalo is a serial entrepreneur that has really impressed us at What If as a straight shooter that can deliver. And we invested in their last round and are investing again in this round. And besides investing in Gonzalo and his team, we really love the space that they're operating in. I mean, as the world continues to go more and more online, opportunities are arising from the issues that people face with that transition. And in the education space, the biggest or most real issue that a lot of educators are facing is with the assessment or effective assessment of their students. And so this is what Examined AI is solving, and I'll obviously let Gonzalo go into more detail on this. But the last thing that I'll say is that with the artificial intelligence developments that we've seen as of late, especially with ChatGPT that was launched last week, this presents a really exciting opportunity. And it's something that Gonzalo and his team saw a long time ago, really with artificial intelligence having the, sorry, losing my place here, with this ChatGPT. Basically, it's demonstrating an application of artificial intelligence that Gonzalo and his team noticed years ago, or a very long time ago. And now with the developments that they have an 18-month head start on their competition. So they're raising capital right now to maintain that competitive advantage and have the capacity to do so. So over to you, Gonzalo.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me? Fantastic. Yeah, so my name is Gonzalo Tadella, and I'm the co-founder and CEO at Examined. We help university instructors deliver online exams with integrity. Firstly, a bit about the team. As Aaron alluded to, we are serial entrepreneurs. Johnny and I have started and sold 3 technology companies. Both of Johnny's were acquired in the last couple of years. Both of them were bootstrapped. They were acquired in a 7-figure range. Mine was my life lesson. Mine was acquired in the 6-figure range, but I made a lot of lessons learned in that one. And basically, we had people who kind of understood technology, bolted on people who understand domain expertise around education. So Brad Skousen, he's taught his entire life on online MBA programs. Rob Perkodoff is about 30 years in the education space. He was working with companies like WebCT since forever. And the high level problem, I'm not going to dive too deep into this. Universities and colleges cannot expand online without sacrificing integrity. The reason for that is everyone is trying to do the same old way of putting a proctor in a room and putting them online, right? And so like video cameras, remote screens, capture all this stuff. And I kind of use the analogy that this is trying to make a car fly. What needs to happen in this space is we need to engineer a plane. Okay, that's what needs to happen. And that's what Examined is doing. Online solutions, online proctoring solutions are both invasive and ineffective. And the thing that we found in our discovery was that 70 to 80% of professors refuse to use it. And I think that's the key thing here is there's a huge untapped market for a solution here. So what we are is Examined as a non-invasive alternative to online proctoring that is scientifically proven to reduce cheating. And what I mean by scientifically proven is we've investigated over 200 academic papers. We've ran tests. We've delivered close to now 20,000 exams. And we have a definitive proof that fundamentally a new approach works. And this new approach is instead of focusing on stopping the acts of cheating, we focus on removing the value that cheating provides. Think of it like when a student goes and puts the question into the search engine, they're unable to find the question because it's a new question every time, stuff like that. And so we have built up this body of knowledge as an IP. And right now, we've been able to show profitability currently doing it. And now with the release of AI, especially ChatGPT 3, we are going to have an accelerant in the onboarding capacity to that. And it came out last week. And so we're extremely excited to start rolling this element out. We've been waiting for this engine for quite a long time. But high level, what we do is we give university instructors the same experience that they were expecting from an in-person paper-based exam, same results, a normal distribution curve of results, right? And we do a better job than what is currently in the market. We do so without invading student privacy, and the market loves it. Last year was about prototyping, really understanding the piece, and so we hit the market this year and said, hey, you want to use it, you got to start paying for it. And they started paying for it, and it's going, we got 100% retention of our paid users. Everyone is ecstatic. We have a 33% lead to close ratio, and we've just 2 weeks ago went to our first conference and generated a lead every 15 minutes. We basically de-risked the business model side of this. Now what we need to do is to start to fund the resourcing and the building of the capacity to take on these clients. How we do make money is a bit revolutionary. So we basically saw a trend where publishers were kind of moving from that, $200 or $100 for a textbook into digital licensing, and the cost for a student went down to about $40 to $50 for the textbooks. Meanwhile, professors were kind of used to students spending $100, so they started putting the software tools into the bookstore. So we partnered with VitalSource, And they had not allowed us to get into about 3,000 schools in the United States. And students will pay their bookstore $25 to $35. A partner takes a 10% commission and we get paid within about 45 days. The reason instructors choose us over alternatives like online proctoring is because we're giving us positive student experience, non-invasive approach, when we're also hitting the high academic integrity piece. How we plan to go to market is very systematic, and it has a lot to do with how you build AI. But basically right now we're focusing in the School of Business, predominantly accounting and finance, and we'll be essentially systematically expanding both the AI's capabilities and its coverage in terms of subject matter, which will allow us to reach a $40 billion market and be positioned with the credibility of universities behind us as we enter into adjacent markets. In terms of financial projections, I always say they're up and to the right. But the bottom line is we need to increase the capacity of supporting more subject matter. I'm saying no to 60% of deals right now because they're outside of our scope. We need to increase our capacity to onboard instructors, and then we need to start partnering with our publishers to expand our sales channels. Right now, we're raising a $250,000 pre-seed round. It'll get us 18 months of runway. It'll hit 10,000 paying users, at least 500,000 ARR, and we'll start to implement a lot of our IP strategy that we're working to us. This round is being led by What If, specifically Mike Volker, and the terms of this round is a $5 million pre-money valuation for common shares. Thank you very much. Happy to answer questions.
Thank you very much. That was Examine. And after all the presentations are done, there is online networking, so you could log on and ask questions. In addition to the in-person tables that we will have configured after this. Okay, next up is WiiBid, and I'd like to call Bob Seaman to introduce their company. Purpose of these angel sponsors, they pitch their companies to try to convince the rest of us that this is a really good deal. It's good to see you.
I'd like to introduce the CEO of WiiBid, Amin Eskouch. He has got the experience needed for this sort of business. He's got 2 startups under his belt in a marketing platform and a robotics company. 10 years of experience in financial services at IBM. He's got a master's in electrical engineering from UBC. He's raised a $20 million real estate fund. He's a chartered mortgage broker. And this is very important because it's exactly this combination that makes him well suited for this business. The combination of mortgage experience, technology, and finance, which gave birth to WiiBid. I met him a few years ago and came on board as an advisor, helping him with regulation, his business model, and his business plan. So I'd like to introduce Amin.
Yeah, well, welcome everybody. Thank you for giving your time today. Home, we've all heard the expression, home is where the heart is. And a little tool that allows us to get into homes is something called the mortgage. That's what we're here to talk about today. Now, for anybody who's got a mortgage, they can attest to how difficult it is. Simply told, the process of getting a mortgage today sucks. I want to be very informal about it. Let me walk you through a scenario. You want to get a mortgage, you go to a bank, fill out an application, you give them all your personal sensitive information. Typically, you put it in a PDF or an email and you send it out through an unsecured email to a bank manager. They take their time. They might give you an approval, they might not. If they do give you an approval, they give you a rate. They never give you the best rate the first time around. Now, if you're a prudent consumer, you might take that approval, go to a different bank and ask them to beat it. The issue is that there's no real price discovery mechanism today in the marketplace for people to be able to get that rate that they really deserve. As a result, what happens is that you end up paying a rate that is not optimized for you. A 10 basis point difference in your mortgage can mean $50,000 on average, $1 million mortgage. So it's a significant amount of cost that you could incur. As well, privacy is a concern for a lot of citizens. If you want to go and shop your deal around, you have to give your information again and again and again, get credit checked multiple times. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, that's why mortgage brokers exist. I am one. Trust me, mortgage brokers have all the wrong incentives. As a mortgage broker, I get paid higher if I sell you higher rates. That's number one. Number two, most mortgage brokers have a relationship with one or two lenders or three maximum. And because they get volume bonuses, they try to push you into one of those directions. So their incentives are not aligned. There's over 100 lenders in Canada that offer better rates and terms than the big five banks. Most of you guys don't know them because the only way they access the market is through these brokers. And as a result, they have high customer acquisition costs. And as well, they have low conversion rates. And most of them can't access new markets because they don't have access to network, branch, retail, and distribution channels of the big banks. We want to level the playing field. And that's what WiiBid is. The solution is a marketplace where lenders and borrowers can connect directly without friction and let the market forces determine the rates. So we want to become the most trusted online marketplace for mortgages. Think of us as eBay of mortgages. So what we do is we remove the intermediaries, we create automation, and we let the bidding take place between lenders and borrowers, and let the market forces determine the rate. And in doing so, we empower the consumers, you, to be able to shop and discover rates in a transparent format. Let the lenders decide, and the borrowers connect directly with automation and help them decide the rate. In doing so, we also protect your privacy. We allow you to shop without identifying your personal information to the lenders and protecting your privacy in that way. And obviously, our entire platform is embedded, has embedded security. Process is very simple. You fill out single application, single credit check. You get tens of offers. You select the lowest rate. And on average, we've been able to save $5,000 for every customer that's gone through our platform. Our business model is very, very simple. Right now, we don't charge access fee to our lenders because we want to get coverage. We charge a 1% fee, which is lower than what the average mortgage broker charges you. But the bigger play is the data. For every application, we get 1,200 data points, which is the key to monetization later down the road and also creating ARR. Market size, $1.8 trillion worth of mortgages, $200 billion of that mortgages recycled every year. That's our market size. At 1%, our total available market is $2 billion. In the US, it's 21 times larger, $38 trillion. In terms of competition, we have a lot of players in the B2B space that connect brokers to lenders. We don't play in that space. There's also lead gen websites that really just give you a rate, but there's no pure play marketplace other than us in Canada. White space completely. In the US, there's a company in Australia that does the same thing. Last year, they did $5 billion in mortgages. In terms of traction, we have 300 applications, $30 million already placed. Our revenue has grown twice. We're 200% year-over-year growth since last year. We just did our financials. And we are very efficient at marketing. For every dollar we spend on marketing, we make $4 in revenue. And we were top 11 companies in BC this year. So we're raising our seed round to companies being bootstrapped to date. We have a very clean cap table. We are EBC approved, SHRED approved. And $1 million goes to protect, to create another IP, and also mostly to scale the business and bring in sales and marketing. It gives us a 18-month runway, and we're hoping to get to $2.5 million revenue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was WiiBid. Next up is IUVOX, and I believe we're going to have Peter Payne.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Peter. So you're
Hi
going
there. How you
to
doing?
tell us why we should really pay attention to this company.
Right. So when I first met the team a couple of years ago, they were focused on a dental application for cleaning up the air around COVID. So it was an opportunity that came up. They were a young group interested in the medical device space. We all advise that this is a tough road to go as your first venture. Not to be discouraging, but as a first time go at that, that's a wrong way to go. A number of us worked with Michelle and the rest of the team going like, well, we really like the team. Really like their attitude and their maturity and their willingness to learn and develop their business model. So when they listened and they were looking at, okay, so we should maybe pivot into more of a consumer space, very high-end air purification application. which would not necessarily interfere with the future plans of going into a medical space. We like that. And that became an interesting investment opportunity because we thought that there was a market and it was a much shorter route to market and a quicker route to revenue. So when we saw just a few months ago, the new design for a consumer-oriented market, we really liked it. We liked some of the designs they incorporated in it that we hadn't even talked about before. So we think the team's very proactive and is really looking at the right market now. So decided that we would become one of the first customers, if not the first customer for their prototype, and that if we can help them get some traction, then we're going to come in as investors, and a couple of friends of mine are interested in this as well. So the main thing is the team is very agile. They listen, they learn, and I think they're really going to do something interesting.
Thanks so much, Peter. Perfect. So I got a little bit nervous after Gonzalo. Good job, Gonzalo. I hope I can do something similar.
You're going to do great.
Okay, thank you. So hello, everyone. I have to stand here, right? Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Michelle De La O, and I'm a co-founder and the CEO at IUVOX. And we are here to help you bring the cleansing power of the sun right into your space. Oh yeah, I forgot about the clicker. Yeah, that was. Do any of these scenarios look familiar to you? Mold on your fruits and vegetables, people coughing and sneezing in your workplace, public washrooms that look dubiously clean. This is a nightmare for some. And I'm pretty sure that some of you in this room can relate. These scenarios not only pose a threat to your health, but they can also affect your state of mind, adding extra stress and anxiety to our days. Please allow me to introduce you to Novo, the world's first filtered and portable far UVC solution. With the flip of a switch, you will be able to eliminate mold spores, viruses, and other microbes from your environment in a matter of seconds so that you can breathe clean anywhere. Novo is powered by far UVC technology, which is 99.9% effective at inactivating viruses in the air and surfaces. It can achieve the equivalent to over 100 air changes per hour. It is safe to use in occupied spaces, and it is invisible to the eye. According to AstraZeneca, there is 160 million immunocompromised individuals around the world. This number is huge. Some of you in this room might know us as a dental company, but in reality, we are a health and wellness startup. We built this company to help improve the life of those who need it the most. And after months of talking to people that reach out to us, we concluded that it was our social duty to make a product for them. And that's how Novo was born. We will be selling Novo through our website for $2,300. We will also include some financing options and potentially subsidize some options from the government, insurance companies, and donors as well for people that really need it economically. And then we are estimating that we will acquire 1,000 customers within 18 months of launching, which will generate us $2.3 million. And I'm really excited to let you know that we have more than Peter's pre-order. We have 4 pre-orders so far, and we have 12 remaining. So it's from immunocompromised individuals, germophobes, or young professionals. And we have also developed a 3D model for Novo, which is around there. I can show it to you later. And then we have also successfully performed an efficacy study that proved that our device worked. In terms of the pre-orders or how we're getting the market, we actually launched today. So I'm going to share that information with you very, very soon. We also going to run a teaser campaign. So this is a pre-launch. Then we will have a teaser campaign going on in February. And then we're going to pre-sell to the general public in March of next year. in terms of competitors, we are not only safe to use in occupied spaces, but we're also hands-free, portable, and autonomous. The applications for Novo are endless, from your kitchen to your washroom to your very own living room. And you will also be safe in your co-working space, in your favorite shop, and in your dentist's office. So why us? I have experience in leadership roles and business development with a long-term strategy. And Ian Layton, my co-founder, he's a mechatronic systems engineer with experience as product developer, control systems engineer, and project manager. These are some of our advisors, Peter being the lead as a pathologist and serial entrepreneur himself. And I have 28 seconds, so we are asking for $500,000 based on a $3 million valuation, and to cover marketing and sales mostly, and also research and development and operations. Here it is. If you guys want to take a picture, I can put it later. But basically, you guys can get a 15% off the total price by December 16th if you guys want to get one of those. And that's it, on time.
Thank you very much. That was IUVOX. Take advantage of the special promo offer. Okay, next up is Metalistings. And we have the angel sponsor in a different time zone. So we're going to put up his video to introduce Metalistings.
Hello, I'm Andrew Haynes and I'm based in Switzerland. I am part of London Rail's investment club. I am very interested in innovation in the online gaming industry. As an early adopter, I own many Web3 game assets and participate in these games. I am delighted to introduce Metalistings as an investor and an advisor. I like their openness to my perspective as an investor in metaverse land and gaming assets. They are a talented team with a good grasp of the sector. I am happy to answer any questions on a call. Thank you.
All right, Rich, take it away for Metalistings.
Hi, my name is Rich, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. I started EliCare, a health tech company 4 years ago, scaled it from $0 to $14 million annual revenue. And then I got into Web3, just totally different. I started working in Web3 marketing for Fortune 100 companies like JP Morgan. They were interested in the space. And afterwards, I was a longtime gamer. I was really interested in getting back into gaming, which, my parents really disliked. And now I'm in this space, and I saw the potential that it had to disrupt this behemoth of an industry, $200 billion, and that is gaming. And so my co-founders and I, three of them, started Metalistings, which is all the metaverses on one marketplace. So in the early 2000s, with the invention of the internet, it changed how we lived our lives. And virtual worlds have captured the interest of 400 million Gen Z and millennial users. They call them their second life. And it's currently valued at $200 billion. We're at an inflection point where Web3 metaverses and games have raised $12 billion of VC funding and are on the cusp of an explosion. What's the difference between a Web2 and a Web3 metaverse? Well, as a gamer, if I play a game for 5 years and I quit, all I get is the entertainment value. I can't really sell my character and get into a cooler game. Roblox charges 72% commission on their users. Apple charges 30%, and you have to sell through their authorized channels. While a Web3 game, you can sell your assets anywhere. And that's because it's on the blockchain and users actually own their own assets. So that means getting out of a game is kind of like getting out of a house or a car. What can you do? You can play games, you can earn real money, and companies are creating experiences to sell and promote their digital and real products. An artist a few months ago created a metaverse concert and sold $12 million of digital goods in a single day. So we are working with these companies directly, and we know what the potential they have. Why now? It boils down to three things: generational readiness, technological readiness, and early signs of growth. So COVID made gaming surge. Gen Z and millennial users spend 70% of their time in virtual settings, and 10% of the world participates in blockchain. 50% of which is gaming. There's an enormous potential of growth within the developing world. And VCs like A16Z have already invested billions into this space. And that actually leads us to a problem. There's 1,500 games and respective marketplaces that are in development, and there's no search engine for them. There's a plethora of scams, and it's so difficult to onboard a new user because we're so early. The user experience of current platforms just isn't designed for gaming. This is a competitor. You can see it's mostly for trading. So introducing Metalistings. It's a marketplace that combines all the metaverses and games on one platform for players to discover, collect, and share their digital assets and experiences. We've combined 1,500 marketplaces and games into one platform. And through an AI-powered search engine, allow users to search by image. And you can check out videos and find your favorite creators and learn more about these worlds. The global market for games is $200 billion. Gamers this year spent $7 billion on Web3 games, and they're shown to spend 3x more because they know they can sell it after. This $7 billion is posed to become $600 billion in the next 3 to 5 years. Metalistings is integrated with 20 games at launch next month, and we have hundreds more in the pipeline. Our business model is to take a percentage of the platform fees. Because we're based on the blockchain, we actually don't have a chicken and egg problem. All the data is there. We have listings on day one. We also make it easy for games to onboard to the platform. To get users, we work with creators, giving them a share of the cut of the traffic they bring to the website. And through this, in the last 2 weeks, we gained 1,500 waitlisted users in prep for our launch. We have a working prototype, and we have a beta coming up next month and a mobile version in Q3 of next year. That's us winning 3rd place at LG at Silicon Valley and 1st place at Consensus, sponsored by F3 Ventures. And we're using these funds to bootstrap the product. I've already went through myself. Moro, my co-founder, has 12 years of experience leading enterprise-level software development in data security and AI. Diane is my co-founder. She's right there. She's our product specialist, and she's award-winning UI UX designer. And Oscar is our Gen Z native Twitter growth hacker. We're raising $1.1 million for 18 months runway. The funds will be used to hire more developers and bring on more blockchains and games. Thanks for listening.
Excellent, thank you. So that was Metalistings. That's our final full presentation today. We're going to be, before we ask you to get up and we're going to reconfigure the room, I'd like to give a shout out to our fantastic VANTEC team. We've got Mateus, we have Wendy, we have Peter Wilkins, we have Jackson Wu, and we've got Roger Killen, and we have Frank Lefflar. And without them, this is a whole operation here, and they just do such a fantastic job. I'm Thelza Ali. I wish you happy holidays and welcome you back in the new year on January 4th for our next VANTEC Angel Network meeting. Thank you.